hopefully she actually delivers them when I'm around, or I can catch part of it or something like that, and get some of the babies coming out, or at least really young babies as they're getting their first steps and things like that. Catch that on film. So I wanted to come out and take a little bit of video because there's a couple of things that's physiologically happening with Tootsie here, and kind of giving indication that she's close to delivering. So I would say she's at least within a week, maybe even 3 or 4 days. One of them is, you see how she's starting to swell up on her vulva there. And another noticeable thing is, I don't know if this is coming in, but it's starting to get a little bit more I don't know how to, spongy or swollen around her nipples, which is indicating that she's starting to produce, or at least preparing to produce milk. And then also she's getting some good curvature on her belly there. Whereas if we look at Pumpkin here, Pumpkin doesn't have quite as much curve underneath her belly, or her nipples are pronounced, which is more, that's like an early pregnancy, but they haven't really swollen up. And then her vulva, by comparison, is not as swollen, which, given the size between the two, hers would be larger than Tootsie's is. So she's definitely preparing. So today is the day that I am separating Tootsie and Pumpkin. Up until today, this was all connected. So they had the big hog barn all the way out to the 2-acre. So this is what I usually use as my farrowing barn. And there's a couple reasons why. One, I use this as a non-pressurized waterer for small pigs. So we've got two different nipples. This is the full-size nipple. It's about a foot off the ground or so, and it just lets out a small amount. So younger ones, up to 4 months or so, tend to use this one. Little babies, I've got this little guy right here, and that's just to help them get started on using the drinkers. They'll use that before they're even weaned, and the chickens come in here and they peck at that and they'll drink from that too. But I also have over here, there's a pressurized nipple inside here, and I've got my heat lamp actually fixed to here, so all I have to do is plug up from the outside with an extension cord that runs up to the house. I don't have any electric in this hog barn here, but I've got all the straw and everything laid out in here for the bedding for whoever the mamas are at the time. And in the winter time, I will actually close off that opening there, so that the babies don't go wandering outside the barn. In the summertime here, I'm not really all that concerned with that. So, and then we can see, took a video earlier today of her, but she's starting to round out on the sides in addition to rounding underneath there, and she's starting to get a little bit of a build up at each teat there. And then she's also got a really relaxed hind end here, where, and this is probably going to be gross to some people, but you can see where her butt and her vagina are pushing out a little bit. So I've actually never had a litter. These girls are only a year and a half old, a little over a year and a half old, and this is their first litter. So the only other pigs I've had are the guinea hog litters, and the guinea hogs present differently because they have a much looser belly, so you can see and feel the movement of the pigs a lot earlier, I think, and a lot easier than with these tight-bellied breed of the Duroc cross. So we'll see how they do. And another reason I wanted to isolate them is you could see she doesn't have as much fat on her because Pumpkin pushes her off a lot off of the food. So I wanted to make sure that she's not like super skinny or anything like that, but with the demand on her body, I wanted to make sure that she is going to have enough here the last stages. And when they first have their babies, they don't usually eat too much the first day or so. They'll kind of tend to the babies a lot, and they're producing a lot of milk. So here I think she's maybe 2 to 3 days is what I'm guessing. So it's Tuesday now. Come Thursday, Friday, maybe early Saturday, she might start showing signs that she's ready to go into labor. But mid-June is when I guessed, was when I first thought she was pregnant, based on when I stopped seeing her cycle. So we're pretty much on track with that. And again, the gestation days for pigs is like 111 to 114, and they use the saying 333, which is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. So 90 days plus 21 days plus 3 is 114. So as she progresses over the next couple of days, I'll try to make sure that I'm coming out with the video camera and checking on her progress and sharing that with everybody. So please stay tuned. Alright, so just a quick little walk around. Had a chicken that was MIA for 2 days, and she finally showed up today. It was one of my Icelandic chickens, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description about this breed. But she's actually one of the ones that lays the larger cream colored, and I've never seen her go broody or anything, so I don't know where she was. I don't do a roll call when I put them up at night. I just let them put themselves away, and I close the door so that they're not all running around in the morning when I am feeding the other chickens. But she was gone for 2 days, and then all of a sudden she just popped up out of nowhere, so I'm glad to have her back. Come here, Toots. Hey, good girl. Such a sweetheart. Loves her scratches. I took her out from the pen that she was with her. I say pen, they had like 2 acres access. And I closed her into this smaller area. So she is 100% being fed by me right now. She's getting hay, alfalfa hay, and pellets, which is a sow and pig feed. And but I wanted to show you guys, come on, you want to lay down? I wanted to show you kind of the progress of, she's got some swelling in her mammaries right now, and when she lays on her belly you can really tell. If I can get her to lay down here. She was laying down before I went and got the camera, and she's getting kicked pretty hard. So you can see right here, this is really starting to engorge all the way down. And then you can feel, you see that right there where it's got some contouring there. So that's her milk is coming in, and she's not, I can't strip any milk from her right now, so she's probably still about a day, maybe 2 away. But honestly, at the same time, I wouldn't exactly be surprised if she had them tonight or tomorrow or whatever. But I haven't really seen her nest, but at the same time, I've never had this breed deliver for me, so it's a little bit of a learning process for me as well. So I'm trying to document as much as I can. Oh yeah, you want scratches. You're such a sweet girl. You're such a sweet girl. You gonna be a good mama? Are you gonna be a good mama? I hope so. I hope so. So I went to Home Depot today and got, this is actually window trim, but I got all these seedling trees, dormant seedling trees, and so I went and got a bunch of 1-gallon pots. Home Depot's about an hour away for me, so I'll be putting these guys, letting these guys soak in water tonight, and tomorrow I'll be putting those into pots. I've already gotten some out here from a different shipment, and they're in various pots according to the root ball that they sent me. But the reason I wanted to take a video here is I came out to check on Tootsie after me being gone most of the day. I wasn't able to see how she was acting or anything like that, and I did come out this morning. My wife and I came out this morning, and I was showing her belly, showing my wife Tootsie's belly, and how she's increasing in her milk, getting ready to farrow. And so I'm coming into the hog barn, and she's eating right now. Still got a really good appetite, which is good. Her side is definitely bulging out. She's got big bags of milk. I still can't strip anything away. But the big reason I wanted to show you is she started nesting. So this straw was kind of all spread out in this area here, and she pushed it all up in there, and she's made herself a little bed. So usually I guess anywhere between 12 and like 48 hours or so. So that's a good sign. She's close to the heat lamp that I've got, but this is pretty much kind of your last indication that they're ready, is they will build a little nest. Thank you. They'll build a little nest right before they are going to go into labor. So here in the next day or two, she should start to show a little bit of heavy breathing and things like that, and before too long she'll just lay down, and she'll start the contractions and start pushing, and then we'll have some pigs. Today is Sunday the 14th. I think what I want to do is I'm going to take this footage and I'll try to edit it tomorrow. I plan to go over to my mom's tomorrow. I don't have internet at my house, so it's like 15 minutes away, and I'll edit this and then get this posted, and then after that, over the next couple days, I'll do some more footage, and whatever the process looks like for her delivering, I'll do a second video of that, and so it'll be just a two-parter. So stay tuned. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hoping that she's got a good experience ahead of her. And it'd be interesting to see what the difference is between the American guinea hogs, which I've had several farrowings of, and this Duroc cross. So, and she's been crossed with an American guinea hog boar, so that should help ease her delivery because they throw smaller babies. So we'll see what we end up with. So thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for part 2 of this process.